Liquid, they raise up the TA, then out comes the Pugner, and then they say, well, we're going to switch it around. We're going to bring out the Meepo, but, and there's a big but, right, Fogged? There's something kind of good on OG's side.
There is a good Elder Titan pick for that Meepo. This should be a really interesting one. We look at OG, like you said, this is what happens when we get to the later stages, and of course, in the finals of TI. It's all about counter picks and just mind games. Like you said, they just swap the lanes around immediately just from the picks, and even though you don't see too often that these swaps happen, it's gonna be those mind games, because immediately, look who's actually playing the Meepo, and look at his items. Those aren't mid items on our Meepo, those are side lane item Meepos, so that's already a big change up there. Yes. They're gonna be seeing the player, they're gonna be Weeha's playing Meepo, of course it's gonna be mid. So now we're gonna see if they can actually scout the lane. Weeha's just gonna hide. He has to hide this to make sure that OG does get caught off guard guarded.
And talk to me about this then, the Elder Titan, a hero that we've seen a lot of drafts where for other reasons there could have been the reason to pick the Meepo, but it hasn't come out. What makes this hero so scary for the Meepos out there?
A lot of the times, of course, you get that big amount of damage that can work for Astro, but it's a 5 position. I think the bigger thing as a 5 position versus that Meepo is you're amplifying everybody else versus him, and you're stunning multiple Meepos. Sure, he's not going to be stacking all 5 of them all the time, or all 3 or 4 of them at the same time, all 3 of them, whatever, in those situations when he does have them, but it's the likeliness that you're getting multiple Meepos stomped is very, very high.
We're going to see both teams come out to try and get a look at getting the advantage in the runes, and it will be Liquid able to take 3 bounty runes to start the game off.
Lanes are identified immediately. OG's going to play super aggressive down bottom. They know it's a Meepo in the side lane. They're just going to constantly be running at him, and now it's going to be Miracle in that matchup mid versus a Tiny.
Yeah, interesting to see, especially after, as the panel were mentioning earlier, how Weeha and Miracle were sort of juggled around back in the day on Balkan Bears between the mid lane, and now here on the same team, Miracle says it's my turn to take myself back to mid.
I'm really curious
to the side lane
to see how the side lane Meepo is going to do. We pretty much strictly see this hero placed in the mid lane because you need experience. You want to be getting that solo experience for yourself, being able to always... Oh, so he's actually going to get a tops back. Tops, and oh, he actually has the tree grab as well as the avalanche, but put some pressure on. But yeah, this Meepo is going to be splitting experience with the Chen. So I think we're going to see Kuroki, in particular, moving away from the lane a lot as the Chen. You have to give Meepo levels.
And looking at the other side lane up top, mind control Tide, backed up by GH against No-Tail and Ana. Is this is a lane where Ana's going to be able to get some space to farm, or can Liquid really amp up the pressure on a Spectre early on?
I think Ana's going to be able to farm up here just fine. They could set up some kills onto No-Tail, but onto Ana, I don't think you can kill Spectre with a Rubik and a Tidehunter. You can prevent some farm though, right? This is the damage reduction lane. Fade Bolt as well as Anchor Smash will be a little annoying, but this is what Elder Titan does. This is why he's picked so often.
He just runs the heroes down.
Yeah, he just secures the lane pretty nicely for
refreshing the Spirit here, nearly getting GH. Single-handedly just beating these two far, far away from Ana, so Ana's got all the space in the world.
Yeah.
Let's have a look on the mid lane. CS 7 for 3, Thompson at the moment against the 4 for 0. I guess what expected, Tiny's going to have this advantage?
Yeah, would definitely think so. It's also very easy to always play aggressive as the Tiny 2 because your Avalanche removes 6 of those instances of refraction whenever he does get the levels up on Miracle. Just gotta make sure you don't need too many side blades as Thompson because you are very low armor, of course.
Again, I mean, No-Tail. He's going to take quite a bit of damage in response this time with the Gush and the Anchor Smash. Trying to run away with the tanker. He's going to look for the neutral creep tonight. He's not going to get it. GH able to get that first blood, taking down No-Tail. As No-Tail, for the most part, still able to do his job with regards to pushing them away from Ana, but obviously wants to make sure that he doesn't feed himself away too many times. Otherwise, that is when you are going to see that dual lane up top, get the levels, and then have the better chance of forcing that Spectre out of the lane.
It's his job, though. I think a death like that for No-Tail, it's forgivable. Sure, you don't want it to happen, but he zoned them. Like you were saying, Ana's able to get all the last hits. He's 11-1 when it's only 7-2 Tidehunter. So it's all about the space. And we look at OG's draft. They're about the late game. You look at Liquid's draft, they're very early game centric. They want to be snowballing the game, getting gross control, and just ending the game before it gets too late on. Because OG's, if it gets to the late game, you can assume that they're going to be able to take it very easily with that Spectre.
Yeah, and when OG's having such a good time in some of these matchups, they're going to be very, very happy. The mid lane continuing to be very much in Thompson's favor. 15 for 8 against the 9 for 0. Miracle is going to look to fight back. Thompson getting rather low. Miracle looking for the angle. Oh, he does find the angle, but it isn't quite enough damage. Thompson will be able to walk away.
He's going to have to TP to base, though. That's pretty huge there. Miracle, after having a pretty rough start in the laning phase, the 8 denies on the Tiny, pushes him out. Thompson getting a bit too over-aggressive there. So we see Weehaw is going to be hitting this level 3, level 4. Kuroki has absolutely been moving away from the lane a lot to ensure that the Meepo gets that extra experience. And he's grabbing his creeps. He's actually grabbing the Ogre Frostmage this time just for the armor. 15 armor on Meepo to soak some of that bullying that comes out from Seb as well as Jerax. But they're glyphing the wave, and they want to continue this pressure.
The farm between Seb and Wee very even at the moment. They're both getting something good out of this lane. Still the best position on the map happens to be Anna's up top. The Spectre leading the way in CS. The duo lane was not able to do enough to break past No-Tail and slow Anna's early game down.
Thompson will not get the rune, but the rune will spawn bottom, and Jerax is already there waiting for it. So yeah, I mean, we hop down bottom. He's just gonna farm really well, actually, even though the Enchantress tends to be able to bully most heroes. With the Ransack in combination with this armor, like his main Meepo is sitting at like 17 armor when he's away from the tower, of course. So how do you harass 17 armor when he's also healing off hitting creeps? So definitely an interesting approach coming out here from Liquid.
Thompson back in the lane. Definitely with that a good bit of time the Miracle got with Thompson having to head back to base. The even trader farm is there, and of course Miracle as the TA will be able to turn towards the jungle camps, ancient camps, and get those sort of guaranteed item timings unless OG's able to really invade Liquid's half of the map and get in his face.
Bounty runes in 10. Team's preparing for those. Thompson making his way down bottom to fill up his bottle as well.
Look at the grab bag. He's on the cliff.
He doesn't have a TP.
He doesn't have a TP. No-Tail.
He's got to watch the runes get taken right in front of him.
Oh, he's going to be stuck up here for a little bit of time. His only way down, really, a TP delivery. And it's not going to come for a while.
No,
he has some on the courier, but of course Thompson's got to take priority.
Now they're going to shift Jerax up top. He actually was jungling as the Pugna when he got the Arcane Rune, so level 3, pretty decent levels on this Pugna to come up top and try to help Ana a little bit. And Ana already has Soul Ring, so he's got his farming item already finished up on the Spectre. But they will be able to pressure him a little bit now as GH, though, steps up a bit too far.
Get the dagger in with Jerax moving forward. GH brought down low. Jerax needs one more blast to connect, and there it is. GH is brought out. As soon as No-Tail's out of action on that top lane and on the cliff, they bring Jerax in and are able to make sure that that lane really does continue to go the favor of OG. And the time and space is created for the courier to get out, get No-Tail his TP, so he's back in action.
And he's going to double stack. So he got some time wasted for himself on that other Titan, but gets 2 stacks up for his team to be able to farm up. And he's going to get that extra gold as well from that stack.
Yeah, and OG just really made the best out of what could have been a bit of an awkward situation.
Yep.
With OG potentially having Ana be supportless on that lane for a minute. I'll group back up. OG making full efficiency of the shrine. And that bottom lane, Weehaw.
It's the most important one to look at.
He's getting the farm. He's able to turn into the jungle a little bit as well. In fact, with the poofs, he's keeping Seb low. Seb, he's going to be able to run away with that heal, but has to be careful as that magical poof gets leveled up.
He's committing forward again, actually, onto Seb. Fakes out those poofs. Seb will be forced to pop one of the fairy fires just in case. Weehaw, it's a really interesting approach, right? I mean, Kuroki is literally just giving this Meepo pretty much full experience down bottom, and it's giving him good opportunities to pressure Seb, pressure an Enchantress, which you usually do not see.
I mean, they might see if they can get the setup again as Seb gets blocked in here. Will steal the creeper Kuroki, but the control's there from Weehaw. Fairy fire pop Seb. He's going to have to heal back up in a second. So once more, will be able to keep himself out of vision behind the tree. Pop the heal. Weeha's going to try. Now he's going to hold it off. He knows he's not got the damage to do so. Back up top, Liquid getting in close and personal with No-Tail.
I wonder if that was a bit of a misclick bottom, right? Kuroki actually divine favored the Meepo that was right next to him. Back to... I think he was trying to pull... I don't know. It looked like he was trying to pull GH or somebody else bottom to go for the Enchantress, but he ended up pulling the Meepo that was right next to him. So a little bit of wasted time there for the divine favor on that first gank, but yeah, they do get No-Tail up top.
Still overall a very close laning phase. A 1k advantage at the moment for Liquid, just 2 for 1. As there's no one really getting heavily zoned out of their lane. All the cores finding farm in this early game.
Yeah, I guess my control may be the slight one, but he's just right behind Seb anyway. It's like barely any advantage for the Enchantress. But now Seb, he's trying to get it. Get some pressure on.
Making sure that Weehaw cannot sort of be left to his own devices inside of the jungle.
It's a neat way of like approaching the dynamic, right? They're like, okay, Enchantress is gonna suffer a little bit here, but then Jerax, you're actually the one that can pressure tower. So now we have a Pugna that's farming bottom and taking the tier 1 as a support.
Thompson was able to get in and grab the regen room, but Miracle, he's got backup. GH is there. Thompson, he cannot escape these twos. GH is able to block him off. He may have got the rune, but it will cost him his life. There's no further backup from OG prepared for that contest of the rune that Liquid knew was absolutely going to happen. Topson was going to go hunting for that 8-minute rune every time.
And they actually like double protected the mid lane to his sentries just to be able to watch out for their side traps from the TA, but not up toward the rune. And those are the ones that are really going to punish the movements. You aren't able to have those sentries placed down pretty much everywhere.
Kuro is ready to smash some fools with the double Hellbears, taking them up towards the top, setups down to mind control, instantly cracking shells off the sleep, but it doesn't matter. The damage output from Topson will take mind control out of the lane. Successful rotation from Topson. We'll see if he can make anything more happen with this. Kuro still around in the neighborhood. Topson will get his hands on GH. Here's another combo. It's another kill. Topson with these moves that he's so well known for. He knows exactly when he can leave that mid lane, head elsewhere, and make so much happen in favor of OG as he'll slowly chase down Kuro. Sep will be there to steal the kill, but Topson's pressure and movements at 9 minutes in, getting 3 kills for OG.
And he kills the Chen creeps as well, and he keeps the regen on it, so he can go make another move. We've seen Topson do this a lot of times.
Topson.
Yep, when he plays the Tiny, he just gets super active. Look at Seb as well. They know that they just need to get active around the map and then just give space for Spectre. And we are.
He's trying to play the number game here, seeing if he has the damage output to bring down Jarex, but in fact it's Jarex that brings Weeha. He's one of the Meepos incredibly low, will be able to get into the trees and poof back to safety, back towards mid. Topson starting to dive in towards Miracle. He has the meld, no detection on the front lines from OG. So Miracle will be able to back away. Also GH and Kuro by his side in case the dive came in, but OG they'll hold off. Look for the 10-minute rune. Topson's going to be able to grab it again. Double damage this time.
Oh my god.
You've got to watch out for the plays he's looking to make.
You can't let him get all these power runes. We saw what he's been able to do in the group stages when he just starts taking over runes, and it's starting to happen. Sure, Liquid, they're still looking good with their farm, but they want to be more ahead. They're all about that early game-centric draft, and Topson's starting to move around.
There's nothing more terrifying than a Topson Tiny coming to look for a high five. GH has to run. He's going to come over, and Topson knows that he has dove as far as he can, or has he? Still looking at an opportunity to get in on GH as he'll look to cut down the trees. He's going to find the avalanche, and Topson, he persists. He continues the chase. He sees the opportunity, and he's just getting so much done. This Tiny just can't stop killing people.
And he's going mid again, and they're already pressuring the tower with the siege creep here, while Ana just continues to farm up top. Ana does not have, he does actually have mana for the hunt if he does use the soul ring.
Got the Ravage in mid. Mind Control's going to come in with a quick setup onto Jarex. A meld hit from Miracle will do the job. Now they look for the body blocks onto Seb. Smash there from the Hellbear. Liquid will punish OG. Getting themselves those 2 kills as the rest of OG sort of try and follow in the footsteps of Topson with their aggression. Doesn't work out as well for those 2.
They bring a lot of attention though. Weeha's still able to farm the jungle for the side of Liquid, but a lot of attention's been brought onto that mid tower, and it's pretty much dead. It's down to 150 HP. But OG losing a bit more than they probably wanted to there as Mind Control getting that nice Ravage. But Ana, that's the big one to look at, right? He's gotten the soul ring, he's now got the Midas finished up as well. He is low though. Weeha might actually have to set up for this here.
Even with the one charge, he won't have enough for a horn or any way to escape as Weeha from the trees. He's got the catch. Ana, has he got the movement speed? He has, in fact. He's going to be able to separate himself. They're trying to go for it, but they just don't have enough duration on that lockdown. He'll be able to walk away from what looked like potentially a guaranteed kill.
And that would have been such a clutch one too, right? It was right when the Midas was coming out. Topson getting a bit deep here, getting surrounded. Has the phase boots when lace, but will be slowed up.
Yeah, Miracle with the wrap round. Topson, his reign on Liquid's half of the map finally put to an end.
They are literally just running around trying to set up kills and just make space for the Spectre, but now Seb also a bit far up and he's getting surrounded.
Trying to keep this aggression up, but Seb just gets burst down by the heavy damage output of Liquid's heroes. He cannot continue to play this aggressive, overestimating his safety with that heal, but it doesn't matter if there's the burst online, and at this point, 12 minutes in, with Liquid having the numbers, they can easily take the edge out of the game and put pressure onto the tier 1 tower. We'll see a TP in from Topson. He's ready to try and help hold. A stop set up onto GH will be there, but still with the stolen avalanche, he'll keep Topson and No-Tail at bay.
Big 2 moves there by Liquid. This is how they want to play. They want to be setting the tempo, setting the pace with their draft, getting that big early advantage so then they can go into the Roche pit and force OG to fight them when they have this late game type of draft with the Spectre. OG doubling down to make sure they protect their mid tower too. Just all about this map control and keeping themselves farmed up. It's really going to be that name of the game. Is OG's going to try to farm, gank as well, and just let the Spectre get that late game insurance. Seb actually had a Midas queued up as well, and he switched. He's starting to realize it's not just like the magical damage that was hurting or anything, it's the physical burst from all the armor reduction. That meld plus the gush, it's too much for him to handle. He's going Ghost Scepter for a second. So really needing and really wanting to emphasize that he can actually survive a single combo, but there's still a lot of magic damage also on Liquid.
It's, I mean, it pretty much what saves him from every hero apart from the Meepo. Right?
Yeah.
The Weeha Meepo is still going to be a big threat for Seb, but even with it, like that was going to be the case anyway, right? Yeah. It's not like it makes this situation worse. If he was caught out by the Meepo now, he'd probably die anyway. So having that Ghost Scepter against the other heroes on Liquid's lineup will certainly give him a chance to get the heal off, walk away, and buy time for the rest of OG to come in and keep the fight going.
Miracle, level 12. This is a very high level TA with a lot of farm right now, almost at the top of the net worth in the game. And yeah, level 12 in comparison to Thompson, who has been running around. As you expect, he will be starting to get behind the levels.
See if he's got the duration of control with these roots. One more will be out, but there's the backup. N0tail, he's able to set up a beautiful sleep onto the three of them. Jax and Thompson here as well. They'll look to burst him. He cannot escape with the avalanche from Thompson. He's held down. The rest of Liquid trying to abuse the fact that Seb's alone, but this time Seb will be able to walk away. The most they'll get out of it is that mid-tier 1 towers. Miracle keeps pushing on.
And there's one of the examples why ET can be so good versus Meepos. You're always going to be getting some situations where you get multi-heroes, multi-Meepo stomps, and setting up for a counter gank. And even Jerax down bottom, Ana was low. They don't want Ana to go back to base. Jerax actually drains pretty much all of his health pool with the life drain to heal up Ana so he can keep that map presence.
I mean, you can definitely feel that timer. Ana, Midas, 1,700 gold on his way towards the Relic and Radiance. They've got to keep the pressure on, and they have now got that Desolator done on Miracle. We've seen already the physical damage output they can offer, and here we have it again. Goodbye, Seb. Back to the base with you, as Liquid can now make these moves, take these tier 1s, and even start to think about going for tier 2s very early on with this Chen Deso TA combination.
Even go for sneaking a Roche. They could even just send the Chen creeps with the TA, easy Roshan, or the same thing with the Meepo. They have a lot of different options that Liquid can do in order to just sneak these very strong objectives for them that they need in this game. They want to keep the snowball going. 3K advantage, very good for Liquid right now, but they got to keep it up. They don't want to slow down in this game at all. Do not let OG back up and farm.
This is their window. This time before the Radiance, they have to take as much as they can from the map.
Seb, turning up top, trying to get that creep aggro off the tower.
Also going to see N0tail start to head over. We'll get a few wards down for the vision, and back in mid, Thompson was pushing out the wave. Weeha was ready to make the jump.
Thompson.
Can he get himself out? The avalanche buying him time to get into the trees. The next route will miss, but that one will connect as Weeha. Has he got the damage?
He sure does.
Weeha now starting to get the kills, and again, top lane Seb, he just gets run down by this combination of the Tide and the TA. N0tail's disabled as they'll pick him up, toss him down. Miracle's just starting to walk around with the group, get these kills after kills. They really are playing the exact pace they need to, Liquid, as they now stand at a 4K gold lead, and they're getting these early objectives.
And they're running directly to the pit. They just got all these kills on the map. They know everyone's going to be respawning, but they should be able to kill this way too fast for the side of OG to respawn, but they are going to be respawning. Let's see if they can actually make it there, as also a full Ethereal Blade now finished up for the Meepo.
And now we're going to see, when Weeha tries to go for these kills, he's going to get them every time. There's not going to be that sort of delay, that requirement for him to hit every net. They're going to get destroyed in the first combo that the Meepo comes out with.
This is exactly how they needed to play the draft so far, and they've gotten away with that. They just need to keep that advantage pushing. Ana, about 200 gold from the Relic.
It's close.
Still a ways
the
away
timer is still ticking.
Yep.
It's mid lane. Thompson jumped upon. Jerax is there. Can offer the heal to keep him safe, as well as N0tail throwing out a stop. Holds Liquid back. And Liquid, they're not ones to stop the pressure they're putting on. They'll stand tall here as they push on towards this tier 2 tower.
And I love how they can do this. They send Meepo bottom, they send Weeha down there. He can set up to defend the tower, and he can just poof back in. Or even if they send another hero bottom, they can Divine Favor and bring that hero also back.
You've got to watch for mind control. That Blink and Ravage available. He's looking for an opportunity to set something up. Anytime he feels that he can get in with a Ravage, he'll go for it. In fact, they're going to try and fight with the Horn here, and straight away Ana comes into the mid. Mind control. He has the Ravage ready. Terrors are on 5 of them, and now they can just run OG's heroes down one by one. Thompson tries to turn with the avalanche, but the mech is popped. Ana and Thompson are dead. They do lose Miracle for this effort, as well as Weeha's Aegis getting taken at once. See if they can go for it a second time. No, he had the main Meepo out in the jungle, so he's easily safe and back out off the back of the respawn. A 2 for 2, well, a 2 for 1.5 with Aegis being burnt.
5-man Ravage, though, coming in. I don't think he didn't even get the blink off. He just walked in and
just walked in.
Every single one.
It was a bit of an awkward start there, really, from OG. They were going in with this Horn. Anna ends up being on the front lines. And that really was, I think, the easiest Ravage that Mind Control's had to pop.
I think they underestimated how tanky the side of Liquid really is when they have this mech finished up as well as a Hand of God up from KuroKy. We see they go in with the Haunt, but everything just gets popped pretty much right away after that Ravage, and they're all full health. I think the fight there for OG, what they're trying to do is they don't have the Radiance ready, but if they're able to do decent in that fight, and if Ana is able to actually survive the fight, he gets full Radiance and the fight explodes.
And we saw a bit more context, right? He was trying to get himself away from Weehard down bottom. So he was sort of forced to make the Haunt play. Whoever he jumps on in the mid lane, that sort of fight's going to happen. So Ana was sort of just stuck in a very hard place in terms of the moves that he can make.
Absolutely. And we see the wards by Liquid. This is just an emphasis of how fast they want to be playing in this game. They put 3 wards watching behind this tier 2 mid. They want to really press the issue and try to close the game out with this advantage. If they can keep this advantage going, it's going to be great for them.
Everything so far on the checklist of what Liquid needs to do has been ticked. 13-7, 6K lead, both Weehart and Miracle hitting those timings. They have the farm, 10K advantage.
And you see them immediately group up, going back to the mid lane. Even if they don't have Ravage just yet, they're still just trying to set up and push the base down, push as hard as they can, take all the objectives, close the map from OG. As you see Meepo, Weeha, he's constantly on the prowl, looking for Ana, looking for the Spectre in the side lanes.
See Ana, he knows he's got to be careful, showing he's so close to having the Radiance. And at a time where Haunt is about to be back online, he's got to try and get it up, but a beautiful net into the trees there is going to hold him back, cancel the TP, should still have the chance of running away with the dagger. But I mean, I say that Weehar's continuing to another route. Weehar, he's hitting them every single time. He's held him down, the dagger is there, but there's the E-Blade. Weehar continues to play around with Ana, and they'll drag him back. GH is there with a follow-up. A beautiful play from Weehar. This is why this man's Meepo is absolutely terrifying. Yeah, thanks, Ana. I could have gone with absolutely perfect as well.
You could have gone right.
Oh, that's good. I mean, he hit them every single time, blind into the trees. That's a dead Ana. And at the most important time, he was so close to his Radiance. He had the Horn available, but he's out the game again. Liquid continuing to do everything right.
Yep. This Meepo pick is really seeming to be amazing for them, as it just puts too much pressure on the map. They were able to push as a grouped unit, get these towers down, but also the Meepo can address the split push, address the late game that OG's trying to take it to. Can constantly pick up those sides. 14-7, 8K lead, 6K experience advantage as well. And immediately, they're knocking on the front door.
This is the scary bit for OG, as they sort of ask themselves, are they going to go high ground? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Deso, BKB, no reason for Liquid to start to slow down at this point. OG will turn up in their numbers.
Radiance is done. OG might look to go for taking the fight. So the backline can be very squishy versus Radiance, but they have mech. They have level 2 Hand of God for KuroKy as well. And so a lot of heal can come in.
This is the point where even though they have that 8K lead, you got to be careful. You lose one fight whilst ahead against the Spectre and his Radiance, that's when the comeback can begin.
Absolutely. But they do have BKB on Miracle. They have a lot of these big items that allows them to go for aggressive plays.
So Seth's just going to buy him a little bit of time. The stolen dagger for GH is going to get choked down upon him. JRX trying to offer him the heals. No tell with the stomp from the high ground. Is able to disable Miracle's TA. Make sure that he cannot continue to commit onto Seb, and Seb will be kept safe. As Liquid still continue to sort of dance around the outskirts of OG, wait to see an opportunity to go in, but they know they've got to be careful. And OG, they'll smoke up. They themselves know they can get something good going with that Spectre Haunt. The smoke was spotted out by the warding. So they know that OG's up to something, Liquid, and they're trying to sort of bait at the moment. Have Miracle on the front, see who reveals themselves. But now it's just Seb.
Both sides look like they're kind of baiting, right? Seb's like, come at me. My team's on the right, you know this, but I know your team's on the left. So both teams kind of playing with each other there. Popping the south now, trying to force Miracle to go in further.
Then another meld hit off him.
Whoa.
Seb's got to be careful. He's got the Ghost Scepter, but Mind Control jumps in Gush. Used to help slow Seb down. Still needs that second meld hit again. The save. JRX with the Decrepify. Stops Miracle from being able to get another touch in onto Seb. Seb will be fine. Thompson on the high ground with that Invis rune, maybe able to set up a toss back. Miracle He's going to receive a bit of damage from the Avalanche. Tyro's trying to bait out a BKB potentially, but Miracle keeps his cool. Relies on the refraction alone.
Still very tanky. 1680 HP. Thompson looking to want to go back in, though. He has the blink available.
And Seb, a little low, but the Nature's Attendants will make quick work of getting him back up to full HP. And OG, they are certainly starting to push Liquid back off their half of the map. Thompson's going to look for the quick combo on GH, but a Glimmer Cape's available. They still have the vision with the sentry down for a toss. GH, he's able to back off and get away. The Haunt now being used. They want to try and utilize this radiance to get the kills. They'll get the support of GH. Can they get any of the bigger cores? It doesn't look like it for now. The rest of Liquid able to safely get out of there. And now Liquid, they can work with in mind that there's no Haunt Radiance. It was used only for GH. This is a good window where Liquid can get back to doing what they just were, especially with the Blink Dagger being finished on Miracle.
OG definitely wanted to get more out of that one there, but yeah, Liquid too quick to disengage. That Glimmer, just every little thing buying some time for them to get out before that Spectre Haunt is able to catch more in the back lines.
I mean, and you could see that was exactly how Liquid was playing there. Yeah. That whole sort of movement and sort of hesitating to go in. They were just waiting for that Haunt. OG, they finally felt forced to try and make something happen with it, and it wasn't good enough. Liquid still able to keep this stronghold.
Both teams were definitely toying with each other a little bit there of the initiation. So both teams had good vision of each other. They both were aware of
this board here. He's going to have eyes on Thompson. Quick blink from Thompson out before the Gush connects. Seb's instantly out of this top area of the map.
Thompson also having a haste rune. This could be a really big one for the next upcoming fights, as he can dance in and out of the fights much easier to get multiple combos. Liquid all joining in together in the area up top. They have a Silver Edge also finished on the Meepo too. So Silver Edge in this game, I know we've seen a lot of Meepos just pick up Silver Edge, but in this game, he's versus a Spectre, he's versus an Enchantress. It's a really good Silver Edge game.
Especially this, but you know, it still takes a little bit of time, right, to get that first hit on the edge. But when you do, he will be very, very easy to kill. I mean, item-wise, what's Seb walking around with at the moment? Just the Ogre Club, Ghost Scepter, and the Midas. Playing for that late game, playing for towards the idea that OG can continue to hold and make sure that Liquid don't take any of the tier 3s. And, you know, despite that early advantage, that they are yet to be able to break the base of OG. OG, even with not necessarily the biggest Haunt in the world, it's slowing down Liquid that little bit. That lead that they've grown has started to sort of stagnate and just stay at that same bar. If OG can take a great fight around the Haunt, the turnaround could start to come in. Seb,
oh, for sure.
Up to the high ground. They've got the knockdown, jump forward from Miracle. They're going to offer the stomp, but will slow down Miracle's damage output and giving Seb the time to walk out. Ghost Scepter pops as well as the heals. Liquid try and stay on top of the edge. There's the lockdown. Weehar's in with the net. They'll finally kill Seb off. Question is, how much can they do with this bit of time? No Enchantress. Ana push the bottom lane out all the way around. They can go for the tier 1 tower, but they'll struggle to go for more whilst that creep momentum has been dealt with by Ana Spectre.
I feel like we've seen a lot of these cat-mouse games a lot here at this Internationals. When you have this late-game lineup that doesn't really have the best team fight, you're facing versus a lineup that has an immense amount of team fight, you kind of just have to dance around the map and try to take your best bets and just push, split push and catch waves and just delay the game. That's what OG's name of the game is for this one. Liquid's trying their best not to allow that to happen, and they have good heroes for it, as we were mentioning. They even have an Illusion Rune now, too, for the Meepo, so he's going to push out the bottom wave, they're going to push in the mid wave, too, and then pretty much everything is pushed in so they can go for this opportunity of that Roche.
Yeah, another Roche. Another Aegis. Of course, this time, the cheese on top as a bit of a bonus for Liquid.
Yep.
And with the speed that they do it, even with OG's, you know, semi-decent ways to contest Roche, they just cannot set up in time. Even with the sort of the ET control around the pit, the Haunt to get in, they're still not quite ready to make those sort of aggressive plays, OG. They have to continue to wait for Liquid to come to them and for Liquid to mess up.
The scary thing is, though, it's, you know, we're saying the late game insurance always about the Spectre, but everybody else on the side of OG, they're really falling off. And it's a Spectre, sure, who's amazing in the game, but versus a TA and a Meepo, these two might be enough. It probably are enough to be able to just crush a Spectre in these fights.
Especially with the Silver Edge build, as you mentioned. They have the tools. It's not an easy situation at all for OG to get themselves out of. There's Ravage line control, but the Ravage is going to buy time for the rest of the team to come over. First net won't quite connect onto Ana as he's forced back to safety. They'll still continue to try and chase on. Ana's into the trees this time. He will be able to TP out. We are not quite in range. Continue to lock it down. Thompson with a poke from the back. making sure that Liquid cannot chase down any of the remaining members of OG. He'll stay hidden in the trees. GH.
It looks like Thompson's almost playing like Tinker or something in this one. Like last like 6 minutes or so, I feel like I've just seen Thompson in the tree lines, cutting creep waves to try to delay the push that's going to be coming out from Liquid inevitably.
Yeah, the items for Ana are continuing to roll out. Full Manta. The items for everyone else still have ground to a bit of a halt on OG. Setups there onto one of the meepos. They're going to drop the ult down, but already Miracle's on the backside. He's dead. He's dead. He pops the BKB. It doesn't matter. They're able to beat him down, and now they look towards We Are. Moving down with the impetus. It follows up. Still, he has enough HP to walk for the top. Steps in. He's straight on top of Weeha. Weeha's dead to once. Can they do it again? No doubt. He's got the spirit out. Backing off, Weeha again. He had the main meepo up onto the safe area of the high ground. Thompson, he's not stopping though. They're holding back a little bit with the E-Blade. Can they get this kill? Weeha again. Boost up to the side, but he's left one up in the high ground. Is there any disable? There is not. He's able to jump back down, get himself away. OG continue to chase, but these roots, these nets, they're holding OG back. Thompson in again with the blink. He needs help. Weeha, is he going to get it? The stop down off the entire army of meepos. Hand of God's pop. Weeha's trying to turn. Miracle is killed on Jarek. The buyback from Miracle. They're turning it around. Liquid. No, Jarek set, but no doubt. They're going to try and run. Anna, he's in with the horn, chasing down Weeha. He can surely finish this kill off. Weeha solo. The Glimmer give it a line. Finally, Anna gets Weeha. Liquid back to looking to continue the cleanup. They'll chase Seb. Seb's heals will not be strong enough. Seb will fall. There's no tell. TP out in the trees gets him away. Anna's still in the neighborhood, but he will manage to make his way out of there. They get the kill on Weeha. They force out a buyback from Miracle, but still it costs them a lot, and they're diving deep, OG.
You see how much they want to go for those dive plays, though. They're like, Ana is getting kills, Ana is being enabled, Ana, right, for OG. That's all they're thinking about, is just making this man shine. And they're starting to. He's almost creeping toward the #1 net worth as a Spectre. That was a pretty big chase out there, being able to slow down Liquid's Aegis and Cheese push. As Miracle dying so fast in the fight. Now he has Cheese, but he died so quickly in that last.
He went straight in, felt confident with the BKB. But I believe they were able to just get enough burst out before he actually popped the BKB. He died so quickly after. I mean, this was a great sort of bring back from Liquid. This fight could have certainly gone a whole lot worse for Liquid, but they were able to draw OG so far and so deep that a buyback from Miracle was able to be there in time to allow them to get some kills in return. And he nearly sort of survives this.
It was all of these, it was every little thing inside of that instance too. It was the Hand of God, I believe it was the mech as well, and then he also E-Blades the meepo that was getting focused. So they had to keep switching targets between which meepo they wanted to actually focus down in there. So it buys a lot of time, but that is a Miracle buyback that is forced. So he has to watch out in these next situations, not to get caught out, because a TA that goes down for 100+ seconds in these next few moments can be devastating.
He's found himself something juicy. Thompson out in the jungle, does have a blink. As he's going to try and get out, going for the TP. GH, will he find him in time? He will. GH in with the grab as Thompson is held back away from being able to TP back to the safety of his base. Dead for 50 seconds. No buyback as well on Thompson. So if Liquid can get the push back together, the base could be in trouble. You have to watch out for any sort of opportunity that Liquid is able to push high ground, because with this TA and meepo, they make very quick work of the structures.
And Ravage is back online. That was the other important thing too, right? OG, they knew Ravage was on cooldown, so they knew they could chase all the way to the base of Liquid. But now Ravage is back. That's Liquid's timing with this cheese. Just make sure that Miracle gets his BKB off and just protect him. That TA cannot die in these next few moments.
It really just feels, you know, the whole team of OG just sort of standing on Ana's shoulders. He's carried them before. This game is going to be quite a heavy one, but he has got the farm. The problem is that the farm for Liquid is so well dispersed across all their carries. They're all a threat for every single member of OG.
And Thompson's been the punching bag this game. His net worth, he's probably going to get surpassed by Jerax at some point in this game, but Jerax is pretty farmed in this one also for a Pugna. But yeah, like you said, it's mostly on Ana's shoulders right now for the side of OG, as he's got a fair bit of money on this Spectre. Pretty much having the Heart finished up. He's been deciding which one he wants to do. He's switched between Diffusal and Heart 3 or 4 times now. Now he's queued up the Diffusal. Looks like if with the Diffusal, he can kill those backline heroes so easily.
He just feels like he has to do everything right now. He has to survive. He has to do the damage. Sometimes the best defense is an offense. That's why we're seeing him cue that diffusal blade up potentially instead of the heart. We'll see what he does invest into, and he's going to buy it up. Diffusal will be there for the next fight, so if they can get in with the perfect haunt timing, you could start to see a fight where OG are able to sort of pick apart the backline as an Ana can move from kill to kill.
Even pick apart the backline, but also look for mind control. Mind control, 700 mana on Tidehunter. Your Ravage, your spells cost a lot of mana.
Jump forward. They got the silence, they have the physical burst. Seb steps too far forward.
50 seconds, no edge. Might try to press their issue up onto that high ground here with that time.
You see every time, no tail. Just making sure the spirit is sort of out in between the teams. So anytime that Liquid do get a kill like this, they cannot just easily collapse onto the remaining members of OG.
His job is keep your spirit for that natural order on top of pretty much everybody so that Ana can do all that extra damage. Keeps throwing it out. And just continue to try to delay. Seb gonna be respawning in about 15 seconds. But during all this, see Weeha. He's not keeping all his meepos here, obviously. No, he's farming all over the place.
The efficiency for Liquid to sort of utilize the map whilst OG is pushed in is absolutely perfect with this meepo. He can get so much out of being everywhere. Being with the push, being in the jungle, being in the lane. And we are absolutely one of the best in the game at doing so with this hero.
Yeah, and they can even, like we were talking about before too, it's not just the meepo that can go around everywhere, because they have a Chen, they have Divine Favor, so if they want to send another hero even, they can always be pulling people across the map with that Rapture ability of the Divine Favor. As you see the meepo top, silver edged, Weeha trying to find a frag as he knows OG is going to be setting up on the sides. The smoke comes out, Thompson gets broken right away, he knows, he's pinging it.
At the same time, that will give the info to Liquid that OG are split up. They know that they're not all towards the mid lane. So if the rest of the team can get some sort of a jump, but it's hard, especially Ana. This is really, I guess, the sort of the last hero you want to tackle. Miracle gonna head over to try and go for the bounty room. We'll actually be able to grab it, despite the three of them being here, but they'll look to make him pay. They'll lead in, BKB's popped by Miracle. Ana will continue to chase with the Horn.
He's following him.
He's staying on top of him, making sure that any sort of escape is hard. Mind Control's gonna come in the back. He's looking to try and draw the attention of the rest of OG. There's the Ravage pop, and now the turnaround comes into play. Liquid, they'll surround Ana. He dove too far. The Spectre's dead. He's got buyback, but of course with the Horn already used, there's no way for him to get back into the fight. So Ana has to sit on the sidelines and just watch as the rest of OG gets bullied heavily by Liquid. The traps are set, Seb's surrounded, we are double kill as OG again struggling to get anything going their way against Liquid. Another sort of end of a bit of a dry spell where this passive play comes to a point where the frustration is felt. Ana feels he has to try and make something happen with the Horn. It doesn't go their way, and in fact, mid lane, another attempt to push out Thompson was trying to get the creep waves away from the base, but Weeha, he is just everywhere on this map.
Ooh, it's starting to get a bit out of hand here. Ana, he's diving forward for the kills, but that cheese gets popped in. Oh, they actually popped the glyph. Jarex isn't able to get that one there with the blast even. He's gonna try again, but Weeha, he's here.
He's gonna make him pay for it, or at least try to do so, Jarex. They'll find him once and force to the side, the roots, making sure that no glimmer will save him. He gets it to Crepify off, but it doesn't matter as he ticks down to the output of Weeha. Back towards mid, OG, they've got 4 dead. Finally, Seb's back in the game. 20 seconds until Ana returns, but obviously a longer cooldown that matters. That 30 seconds before Horn. As even with the Horn, we've seen with how far Liquid are ahead, OG just struggle to get any fights going in their favor as they'll dive in. Weeha, with all the stats, he's so tanky now in the meepo that they cannot bully him away. And 36 minutes in, Liquid will finally get themselves into the base, take that mid-brax. They're going to look for more. Jarek's still down for 20. And they do have that meepo ready to go. They get the toss back on Mind Control. See if they got the damage to beat him down. No tail offering quite a bit of right click, but Miracle is in straight away. Look at the backline. He's on top of the ET. Ana's going to set forward for Mind Control. Haunts pop. Can they get any of these kills? They're on to Miracle. Miracle BKB tries for the DPL. He has the damage set with the impetus. Takes down TA. And the chase continues. Ana, he found Mind Control. A second kill here for OG. Weeha surrounds Ana. Ana needs the safety jack. He's there. Healing it. The Crepify the heal. Ana is still alive. Seb sits to the side. Throws down the impetus. And Weeha is falling low. GH cannot save him. Weeha is dead. OG, they'll hold on to the game. They may have lost their ranks, but they team wiped Team Liquid. That's the Horn they've been looking for.
And No-Tail finally is able to be an Elder Titan in the game where he can stand next to the agility heroes. We see how much damage Ana is able to do inside of that one. No-Tail's just standing next to both of them the entire time. Liquid jumped in too far forward. Miracle,
they're getting the Roshan. At least they're trying. There'll be a buyback from GH. There's going to be more buybacks if Liquid want to try and force OG away. Jax.
More buybacks.
He's already up to the high ground. They do have the Ravage still on mind control. Mind control. He's looking for that option. He's stepping in. Stomp from No-Tail.
Ravage.
He does get it out. No follow-up though. It's a bit of a Ravage. And then a death. Mind control. There's no follow-up. They've got in. They've lost two.
Oh God.
As Liquid, they throw bodies into the pit, but not enough, and not at the right time. As OG, they'll get Roche, they'll get the Aegis, the Cheese, and an Aghanim's for No-Tail.
Aghanim's for No-Tail. He picked it up instantly.
He picked it up.
He wants to get in.
Yeah, he's the captain.
I mean, that tells me that he wants to be.
Yeah.
Wait, how much? So with Meepo, they're actually getting the extra duration. So usually how the stomp works is however many heroes you hit with your stomp, you get the BKB timing when it comes back. But now he's going to be hitting a lot of heroes, which means he can frontline, which means he can stick on top of the heroes and apply the natural order.
This is the Meepo counter.
This is a very interesting
on another level. On another level.
All right, let's. I mean, that.
And look at the gold difference. There's only a 1K gold in it.
Let's just bring up the graph. Look at this. Look at this swing. It is a 20,000 gold swing as well as a 20,000 experience swing. Oh my God, OG, they now have a full heart on the Spectre, level 25 as well. It's back the other way.
It really is, and at the point where it felt like for Liquid, it was gonna really start going their way. The final moment that they were actually able to take that mid-tier 3 in the racks, that's when the game turned around entirely on his head.
The Meepo had no buyback for all of it, right? Weehaw spent all his gold thinking
now it's OG.
And now it's OG. They're taking tier 3. Oh my God.
Sep's got a full E-Blade. OG, they've done it time and time again. In games and in whole tournaments when people have been quick to count them out, they strike back. They strike back hard. They're pushing onto the racks. Liquid will have their whole team back up. So we'll see how much OG can get. Ana still feeling confident on the front lines with that heart and Aegis. Thompson jumps in, finds Miracle outside of the base. He's stunned up. Miracle trying to hold up to the BKB charge.
Miracle
but slowing him down. They'll put the BKB. The impetus is there from Sep and just forcing Liquid back. As Liquid, they're held back behind their racks. The creeps are gone. Backdoor protection will kick back in for Liquid, but now it ends once more. As the mid lane reaches the middle racks, the range racks are gone. OG, they're going to get the melee racks as well.
I've just been watching Weehaw with this real Meepo. He's just running around trying to cut waves, collect bounty.
But they're losing the base.
But they're losing the base.
They need Weehaw to bring his army in for the fight, but it's scary. The Elder Titan and the Axe. It's not easy for Weehaw to fight into his OG. They're not leaving, they're not going anywhere.
And look at where they're hiding the backline. Look at Jerax as well as No-Tail. They're hidden so far away from everybody else. They want nothing to do with this Meepo wraparound.
He's going to go in with the Ravage. They'll be able to get Seb first. Can they get more? Ana, still not the target they want to find. They want to try and find the easier kills, but No-Tail, he's able to walk this off with that Axe effect. Another hero that's now so hard for Liquid to ever get on top of. Ana.
He's committing for it. He has heart.
He knows that he's safe. He's just running down Kuro. His team cannot really keep the Spectre off the Chen. As Kuro has to opt for the TP out, will manage to make it on the high ground. Ana won't continue to chase him up for the right clicks. Weehaw gets the break hit. But OG, they're now starting to play around with Liquid. Mind control blinks out. Miracle does pop the BKB. They're trying to run down Jerax, but the net won't catch him.
They just can't. Like, Ana's literally running into 5 heroes by himself, and the rest of the team is all the way in the back lines. They just cannot deal with Spectre now.
I mean, Mind Control's still trying to chase, but they just cannot do it. In every fight, the mana gets so low. Ana.
He's healing up. He's getting ready to hunt. It looks like he's eating 2 mangoes.
Oh, they've got to be careful. Liquid, if they continue to try and chase this, you know that whole play's going to come in, and there it is. Straight away, they'll turn towards Weehaw. He's the one that's tried to start the fight off committing, but they'll turn. The damage being done from the side. That's as there comes the sun for Jerax. Bring Weehaw over against the people. Weehaw will survive. Miracle, he's looking for that pesky poke now, along with the help of Mind Control, but another Glimmer K play gets Jerax away. No-Tail goes for the storm, won't get it out. Miracle's got the physical damage output to take him down in time. There's now Liquid, they'll find Jerax as well in the trees with the roots. Have they got the damage to kill him off? He'll slide to the side. He's trying to run away. Another net will catch him out. They'll kill Jerax. Trees are being thrown left, right, and center. Thompson, can he bring down Wee with the radiance of Ana burning him down? They can.
Oh my
they
God.
get Weehaw.
This This Spectre is just an absolute monster. They can kill the other heroes. They can constantly do that on the side of Liquid, but Ana doesn't look like he's dying again in this game.
He
is
really
so
doesn't.
far out of position.
That Ana Spectre, no, this is not the first time we've seen it at this TI, where he just comes into games and takes over entirely. You really have to appreciate that for a large portion of the mid game. What, OG, what about, how about 15K behind?
15,000.
Ana was the only one that was really having a game. Look at that drop off.
Yep. And you said, we've seen Ana play this TI. We also saw him playing it last TI.
Yes.
He loves his Spectre.
Ana is back. He really is at full power here in the grand finals. This game one, OG swinging it round entirely. Liquid could not get enough done early on, as this is a second set of racks that OG is taking away.
Liquid has to be pretty thankful that they still have a tier 2 up top. So OG isn't going to be able to go for those megas, as they're going to back up, but what a swing. Because Liquid, how do they take fights? They now have a pretty solid build here on Miracle. He's got the Bloodthorn plus the Nullifier, but he's all in.
He's got to be worrisome, right? For Weehai, he goes fully in on this stat build, right? No sort of X, the double Scardy.
Yep.
And still, they are killing him in the fights. It's not enough HP.
Because the HP is not the thing, right? If they're the ET, sure, he died in the last one, but it does amplify so much, and they do have that straight up damage that can't come out. Now we're seeing Thompson, he's starting to rack up too. He's got his Daedalus finished. Daedalus Tree Volley. They have the ways, the means to be able to bring down that Meepo.
They really do.
And I guess the lanes are being pushed in. Oh, gee, they're setting up to go for that tier 2 top. But they've got their pretty much everything available. They've got the Haunt now too.
And a lot of those stats sort of rendered ineffective, right? All this agi that's giving him, what, 30 armor, it's taken away. There's no flat armor.
As long as the ET's next to him, yeah.
Sure.
As long as No-Tail can actually get
most of these fights,
which he is going to.
With that axe, he can afford to get in and stomp off, and they aren't killing No-Tail straight away in the fights anymore.
There's too many things they have to pay attention to. There's too many target priorities that Liquid want to go for. But that might just be the biggest one, trying to get this Elder Titan.
I think the big one really for Liquid is getting that Nullifier. It is there. The Nullifier and TA. There was already, what, two Ghost Scepters and an E-Blade on OG's lineup and a Decrepify. Now they can have a bit more luck on committing for the kills. They'll find Thompson, silences out. They have the pick-off potential. Anytime the OG is separated, you cannot write off how quickly Liquid's lineup can delete heroes, with Miracle's build sort of coming to completion with the Bloodthorn Nullifier.
Well, Thompson was just cutting bottom weight of it, looks like there, while his team was pushing top, and he just gets caught up, but he has buyback.
Buyback.
GH dies very quickly. Mind control now.
Surrounding him. Mind control. Back. These rainbows, they hurt. I mean, they do not have buyback. They do not have buyback. Neither mind control or GH. They cannot get back into the game.
That's going to be
OG, they're going to know this. They're going to keep the pressure up on top. Heart, Butterfly, 5.7k gold in the bank. Why not? Ana Spectre so far ahead right now, as he leads his team towards the third and final set of racks. Miracle has to blink away. Now the buybacks are available for the two of them. They have the gold to get back in. Fortification will slow down OG's efforts for now.
But they're still gonna stay. OG, this is the last set of racks. Ana still feeling that powerful. There's the buyback from the Tide. The melt dash.
They found one outside of the base though. Weehai trying to step out. The combo, the magical damage isn't gonna get him. It will. The Storm sets him off. No-Tail's able to catch him before he's able to poof back. Meepo dead. He's gonna have to use the buyback. Out it comes. Ana will get the D-Ward and continue to push on, taking these racks. Mind control, trying to step forward, but Seb turns towards him. Seb pretty low in the mana, but he's got enough rainbows to bring mind control down to about 25% of his HP. And pop the BKB and Miracles, looking for the backlines again. These Ghost Forms are annoying him. The Dispel will be there. Onto No-Tail, but Thompson's got the combo, the damage to kill him off. Mind control is in with the Ravage. They're trying their best to commit on top of Seb. Gushes out. Can they even kill off the Enchilo? They're trying their best on the high ground. Ana, he has been nullified. The damage output is enough. Again, this single target from Liquid, if they get it going, they can still kill the cause of OG. Even the big old Spectre. As Liquid will hold, it's 3 buybacks they have to use.
Seb instantly buying back. The Roche is up.
They want to contest
now. Going into it there's going to have to be a bunch of buybacks for OG. They have Refresher queued up on Ana. How much gold does he have for buyback? He doesn't have, he's almost has enough for buyback with the Refresher. But Liquid,
if he wants to sell one of his items,
they're going to be able to get this one though.
OG, of course, were able to take that melee rack stop, so they are just holding on to a ranged React Liquid, but they are doing exactly that. They are holding on in this game.
And Thompson, he was already positioned up toward top, looking to try to go for more split push. But Liquid, they have to just run it down the mid lane, try to force these buybacks. Aegis cheese.
Well, we see, so at the moment, the Aghanims and the Refresher Shard being held by Mind Control. Is yet to consume the Aghanim's blessing. Liquid trying to force out these buybacks. Anna, he's got to buy back. The tier 4s are being focused. They're not interested in Megas Liquid. They're just interested in ending the game.
Still holding on to it.
The first tier 4's down. Liquid, they're going to be able to get potentially another one out of this. Kuro falling low, turn with the Penitence. He's still alive at the back of this. Finally, the buyback comes out. The Ancient is his one.